3rd, 2026. This is a regular meeting of the Newburgh Enlarged City School District Board of Education. I welcome everybody in the audience. I welcome everybody online watching. We have a packed agenda tonight. We're going to get right to it with the roll call.
Good evening, everyone.
Wait, we have to do the roll call.
Oh, okay.
Christine Bello, Thomasina Bello, Ms. Boucher, Mr. Bergarelli,
Present.
Ms. Burks,
Here.
John DeRay present, Mr. Howard,
Here.
Mr. Levenstein, Ms. Politi.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you. Up for item 1.2, Ms. Peterson's going to help us out with a presentation from the Girl Scouts.
So good evening, everyone. So tonight, I don't have your troop number, and I apologize. 85. 805. Okay, I'm going to get it on the third time, 805. I was feverishly looking for the troop numbers. That's why I was so on point. So if you guys can come to the mic and tell us a little bit about your community service project and how you're giving back to Newburgh schools.
I'm sorry. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Administration, teachers, and guests. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Autumn Amalia, and along with my fellow Girl Scouts, Jasmine Placido and Angelina De Jesus, we recently completed our Girl Scout Silver Award project. The Silver Award is the highest award that a Girl Scout cadet can earn. To receive it, Girl Scouts must identify a need in their community, develop a sustainable project to address the need, and create a positive impact for others. As former students of South Middle School, we wanted to find a way to give back to a place that was important to us. Through conversations with the band teacher and our own experiences, we learned that many of the music programs, instruments, and materials have been in use for decades. While the school and district work hard to provide opportunities for students, we saw that additional resources could help support music education and student participation in the band program. We believe that music is an important part of a student's education. It helps students build creativity, confidence, teamwork, and discipline. We wanted to find a way to support those opportunities for current and future students.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Placido. Once we identified the need, we began researching ways we could help. At first, we hoped to raise enough money to purchase new instruments. However, after learning more about the cost of instruments and evaluating what was realistic for a project, we decided to focus on resources that could immediately benefit the greatest number of students. We worked to raise funds and awareness for the music program, and we ultimately chose to purchase lesson books for all the instrument groups and reeds for the band's wind instruments. These materials are used regularly by students and are essential for learning and performance. By providing these resources, we were able to support both current students and future students who will participate in the program. One of the lessons we learned through this project is making a difference doesn't always mean solving an entire problem at once. Sometimes it means identifying a practical need and taking meaningful action that can help right away.
Hello, my name is Angelina De Jesus. Today we are proud to present these lesson books and reads to the district for use at South Middle School. We hope these materials will help students access the tools they need to learn, practice, and enjoy music. We also hope they will support the teachers who work every day to create positive experiences for their students. For the district and school community, this project demonstrates how community partnerships and student-led service can work together to support education. For students, these materials may help remove barriers to participation and allow more young musicians to develop their skills and discover a lifelong appreciation for music. For us personally, this project has been very meaningful. South Middle School helped shape who we are today, and we are grateful for the opportunity to give back. Completing our Silver Award taught us about leadership, teamwork, problem solving, and community service. Thank you to the Board of Education, district staff, school administrators, our troop leaders, our families, and everyone who supported our project. We are honored to make this donation, and we hope it will benefit South Middle School students for years to come. Thank you.
If you guys, if you ladies can just go over here, because we would also like to take a picture, because we know community service projects are a lot of work, and we want to make sure you're recognized appropriately. Thank you.
Before we move on to the next item, I just want to mention Jimades Morales. I didn't call your name. I'll never be able to call your name in here again because you're graduating this Thursday, and we're so proud of you. With that, Mr. Howard is looking forward to doing the pledge. So. Thank you, Mr. Howard. Yes, sir, Mr. Howard.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to make two additions to our agenda for this evening.
Okay, let's do the first
First
one.
and foremost, I would like to move that the board appoints Margot May as clerk pro tem.
Thank you. Get a second on that? Second. Thank you. Call the roll.
I'm not the clerk yet. Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi.
Ms. Politi?
Thank you.
Motion carries.
And my second resolution would be that the board hereby assigns the district law firm Sherrill Pearlson LLP to provide a defense in the case of Christine M. Bello v. Board of Education, Newburgh and Large City School District et al., pending before the Commissioner of Education and received by the district clerk on June 22nd, 2026, pursuant to the law firm's retainer agreement with the district.
Thank you. That's item 2.5. Get a motion and a second on that.
Motion.
That motion and a second is to add the resolution, by the way.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Call the roll.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Now get a motion and a second on the actual resolution, please.
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We're now moving to public comment on agenda items.
Oops, wait a sec. two. Karen McCartney.
This is a non-agenda item. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Then I think we have to wait, so.
that's what I thought, okay.
Okay. So it's the see,
We're agenda first.
yeah. No, but I have one set of each because
Okay.
nobody knew. Okay, so agenda item, Jacqueline Sampson. Jacqueline Sampson?
Would anybody else like to speak on agenda items? All right. Ms. Wallace?
Yes.
You can come forward.
Mr. McCoy's not here.
Well, I emailed him to be on agenda and off agenda, but, all right. Good evening, my name is Tracy Wallace, and today I am speaking as a resident parent and community advocate regarding Resolution 5.3, exceptional learner update, and I'm going to speak on, if I have time, 8.23. Maybe I should speak on 8.23 first. I read the agenda, and just real quick, Resolution 8.23 is Mr. Class. I just want to say that Mr. Class was incredible to my kids in Meadow Hill. He's incredible to our community, and I just wanted to just recognize him as he helped my kids during this year in Meadow Hill. He's on the agenda for today. I just wanted to say some positive comments about him and the way he helped my kids and other kids in Meadow Hill, and how he's really a model for all our kids in our district, and I just wanted to mention that. So back to Resolution 5.3. I would like to thank the administrators, teachers, and supported staff and families who work every day to support students with disabilities and our exceptional learners. For those who may not be familiar with this special education terminology, the Committee on Special Education, or CSE, is the team responsible for determining whether a school-age student qualifies for special education services and what supports they need to be successful. The Committee on Preschool Special Education, or CPSE, serves at the same role for children ages 3 to 5 before they enter kindergarten. Parents are equal members of these teams, and they bring valuable insight about their child's strengths, challenges, and needs, and should be active partners in educational decision-making. When we talk about services for exceptional learners, we are really talking about having the appropriate staffing levels necessary to provide those services. An IEP is only as effective as the district's ability to implement it. Services such as speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, counseling, behavioral supports, transition services, specialized instruction, and assistive technology require qualified professionals to deliver them. Ensuring students receive the services outlined in their IEPs means ensuring the district is adequately staffed with teachers, therapists, psychologists, counselors, and supportive personnel. Supporting students also means supporting the staff who serve them through manageable caseloads, professional development, and the resources needed to be successful. I would encourage future exceptional learner updates to include information on staffing levels, vacancies, caseloads, graduation outcomes, inclusion opportunities, access to services, and discipline data involving students with disabilities. For those unfamiliar with special education disciplinary procedures, a manifestation determination review, or MDR, is required when a student with a disability is suspended for more than 10 school days or faces a disciplinary change in placement. In simple terms, the school team, including the parent, must determine whether the behavior was caused by the student's disability or whether the school failed to implement the student's IEP. If the behavior is related to the disability, the focus shifts from punishment alone to identifying additional supports, interventions, and services that can help the student succeed while maintaining a safe learning environment. I also encourage continued investment in positive behavioral interventions and supports, multi-tiered systems of support, restorative practices, and social-emotional support. These approaches help students succeed, reduce disciplinary removals, and improve outcomes for all students. Finally, supporting exceptional learners is not solely the responsibility of special education staff. It is a district-wide commitment involving educators, administrators, support staff, families, and the community working together to ensure every student has the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. Thank you for your time, your service, and your commitment to the students and families of the Newburgh Large City School District.
Thank you. There are no other speakers signed up. Would anybody else like to speak on agenda items?
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, or good evening, I should say. President of the board, trustees, superintendent, and members of the community. My name is Jacqueline Sampson. I am a New Windsor resident. I am a proud Newburgh resident, Goldback 2008, and I now have 2 young children that are Goldbacks in this district. I am here tonight to speak regarding several agenda items that I believe raise serious concerns about transparency, accountability, and the overall culture within our district. First, I would like to address agenda items 8.22 and 8.23 regarding independent medical examinations of district employees. As a former employee of this district, I find it troubling that the district continues to rely on measures such as independent medical examinations for staff members. While there may be circumstances where such examinations are legally appropriate, the public deserves to understand why these actions are becoming necessary and what safeguards exist to ensure they are not being used as tools of intimidation or retaliation. Employees should feel supported, respected, and valued, not fearful that raising concerns, asking questions, or challenging decisions may result in actions that can have significant impacts on their careers and personal lives. A healthy school district is one that invests in its employees, listens to concerns, and works collaboratively to resolve issues. When staff members feel bullied, targeted, or pushed out, the consequences extend beyond those employees and ultimately affect the students that we all serve. Finally, I would like to address agenda items 8.29 and 8.30, which seek an approval of an assistant principal position and a middle school principal position with the candidate listed only as TBD. This raises a fundamental question about transparency. Why is the board being asked to approve positions tied to individuals who have not yet been identified? Why should the community accept a process where approvals are granted before the public and in some cases even board members know who will ultimately fill these important leadership roles with really high salaries and the safety of our children? These positions directly impact students, staff, school culture, and educational outcomes. The community deserves confidence that leadership appointments are being made through a transparent process with meaningful oversight. Approving positions tied to unnamed individuals creates the appearances that decisions may already be made behind closed doors, and that public review becomes merely a formality. Whether that perception is accurate or not, it undermines public trust. I respectfully ask that this board considers delaying such approvals until specific candidates are identified so that both the board and the public can have confidence in the process and the decisions being made. These schools are really important and these children need safety and security. At a time when confidence in district leadership is being questioned by many members of this community, transparency should not be viewed as an obstacle, it should be viewed as a responsibility. I sincerely hope that you take this information and you listen and you help with this situation. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak on agenda items? Ms. Burks? Mr. Grant, we have one person ahead of you.
Good evening, Sade Burks, community member, resident of the city of Newburgh. I just want to address item 8.23, the resignation letter of Dennis Class. Dennis Class is a loved member of this community. He's a father. He has 2 children in this district. He is a deacon. He's a big part of this community, a family advocate, a father figure to many. I feel that it would be a disservice for me not to speak on his behalf with all that he has done for this community. It would be really sad to see him go, and I'm just hoping that it does not go that way. We will be losing a very special person, not only in our district, but in our community as well. Our community looks up to him, and I'm hoping that he stays with this district. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Burks.
Hello, Dennis Grant. I would like to focus on three of things that are in today's agenda. South Middle School receivership, personnel restructuring, and technology spending. First, and also there's a bonus. First, I would like to hear measurable data regarding the South Middle School's progress and what benchmarks remain before the school can exit receivership since the status in February. Second, the district is creating restructuring multiple positions, and I understand with the CTE building and everything else, is it possible today to request greater transparency regarding the net cost and how these changes directly impact student achievement? The third one, there are numerous, like I mentioned, technology contracts on today's agenda. I asked the board to share the total cost of these contracts and how their effectiveness is evaluated to receive taxpayers and students are receiving value. So that, and I'm sure, and I'm sure everyone here and also watching support investments in education. We also expect transparency and measurable results. And then this is the plus one. As the Newburgh Free Library, the Central Library continues investing in digital collections and databases, what specific matrices or matrix will be used to determine whether these resources are reaching all the communities equitably? And how will the library address gaps in access for residents who may lack reliable internet services or digital literacy skills? And also at the end of what I read about the library, can the evaluation methods be more intuitive or quarterly review rather than an annual review to determine the use and the need? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. Would anybody else like to speak on agenda items? All right, then we're going to move to non-agenda items.
Karen McCartney.
Good evening. My name is Karen McCartney. I'm a district taxpayer residing in the town of Newburgh and a retired Newburgh music teacher. My 4 children graduated from the Newburgh schools and were all active in the Fine and Performing Arts Department. The Board of Education needs to know about the destructive pattern of behavior that has decimated the department over the years. The theater position was cut and never restored, and those classes have been assigned to the music department at the expense of music classes. Music positions were cut and never restored. Now the district is letting go of a leader who secured tens of thousands of dollars of instrument donations to our students, many of whom cannot afford to buy or rent an instrument, giving them an opportunity to participate alongside their peers. That leader has infused a positive energy into the arts programs over the past 3 years, as our students have had so many opportunities within a strong program that supports the creation of a climate for the arts, which in hand enhances and enriches the ELA components of their education. This action is totally inconsiderate and a disregard to the students and their needs that were identified by their teachers. The question I pose to you this evening is this: why change the leadership of the Fine and Performing Arts Department when things are finally going in the right direction? This decision-making is harmful not only to the programs and faculty, but especially to the children we serve. Isn't it always for the kids? Once again, another change at the top places those beneath it in the crossfires and on unstable ground. Thank you for your time. I have copies of this I can leave right here.
Thank you.
Jacqueline Sampson.
Hello again. Good evening. Again, my name is Jacqueline Sampson, resident of New Windsor and a Goldback. Tonight again, I speak about transparency, accountability, and equal treatment. On June 18th, I received a letter stating that my daughter, Madeline Sampson, did not violate DASA and was cleared of any wrongdoing that she had in her previous school in the beginning of this school year. This letter raised more questions than answers for me, though. Through a FOIL request, I obtained witness statements regarding an October incident where another student blew a trumpet directly into my daughter's ear. Following that incident, she experienced headaches, ringing in her ear, and pain for several days, having her to wear an earpiece to calm the nerves down. The witness statements that I received shockingly said things from other students in the classroom. I did not hear any name calling from Madeline, and I quote, I did not see any beef prior to the incident, end quote. Those statements support what my daughter maintained from the beginning, that she was not the aggressor. According to the referral documentation I later received, the consequences for the incident was a restorative intervention. I support restorative practices when appropriate. However, many parents would reasonably question whether a restorative intervention alone was an appropriate response given the physical symptoms that my daughter experienced. What makes this even more concerning is that the student involved is the child of a sitting Board of Education member. I'm not here to question anyone's motives, but perception matters here. The community deserves confidence that every student is treated equally regardless of who their parents are. I also was not informed for approximately 21 days about key aspects of this matter, including the DASA complaint involving my daughter. Parents cannot make informed decisions when critical information is withheld from them. After these events, I requested a transfer because I no longer felt my daughter was safe in that building. That transfer was processed without my knowledge, and my daughter was moved while still physically being present inside the school. Then after I went to the Board of Ed to ask questions, my 11-year-old daughter was pulled from class and subjected to a mental health assessment at the direction of the administrator in charge. If there was a legitimate concern for her safety, I would fully support intervention. However, I was not notified beforehand, and the result of that assessment was that my daughter was in fact a really happy child. My concern is not the outcome. My concern is the process and the lack of communication with parents. At the same time, I have repeatedly requested records regarding matters involving myself. Months later, many of those records have still not been produced to me. The district has failed to acknowledge receipt of several FOIL requests or provide estimation completion dates, nor can they provide me the proper information. Yet while I wait for those records, a sitting Board of Education member publicly refers to me in a letter to the editor as an, quote, unsuccessful former employee who targeted children, end quote. Those are serious accusations. I categorically deny them. If records exist supporting those allegations, produce them. If they do not, the public should ask why those statements are being made about people and why are they not providing the information to support it. The issue is bigger than me, and it's bigger than my daughter. It's about whether parents receive timely information. It's about whether policies are applied equally. It's about whether public records are produced when requested, and it is about whether families can ask difficult questions without being ignored. I'm not asking for special treatment. I am asking for equal treatment for all students. I'm asking for transparency, and I'm certainly asking for accountability. Please advise as to when I can receive the things that I have asked for since April and how that we can make this happen so that I can get the information that I requested. Thank you. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak on non-agenda items? Mr. Grant?
Dennis Grant again. I'm going to talk about something different. I want to discuss something that could have a positive impact on many families in our district, in our school district. And I don't want to get any alarms, but I'm talking about Trump accounts. And if you didn't know, Trump accounts are designed to help children begin building financial assets from an early age. Regardless of political affiliation, one thing we can all agree is that many families are concerned about the future. College costs continue to rise, career training or career programs can be expensive thanks to the soon-to-be open CTE to help in that, CTE building helping aid in that. and too many young people enter adulthood without financial resources or plan for building wealth. Just to let you know, if you didn't know, the seed deposit, which means if your child is eligible between January 1st of 2025 and December 31st of 2028, they receive one-time $1,000 contribution from the federal government. I repeat, they will receive $1,000 contribution from the federal government. Trump accounts, let's call them T accounts. No, let's scratch that, because if we call them T accounts, they sound like something else, okay? So, but these accounts, let's call them these accounts. These accounts aim to address the challenges by giving children a financial foundation early in life. The concept is simple. Establish an investment account for the young person that can grow over time through contribution from family members, little Tommy, $25, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the power of compound interest. Even modest investments made consistently can potentially grow into meaningful resources by the time a child reaches adulthood. My family, Grant Forsyth, have given scholarships for over 5 years to address financial needs of our high school scholars, and still more can be done. For families in our district, this could create opportunities to help pay for higher education, vocational training, starting a business, down payment on a home, or other life-changing goals. It also encourages financial literacy by helping students understand saving, investing, and long-term planning skills that are rarely taught enough in today's traditional classrooms. As educators, parents, and community leaders, we often talk about preparing students for success. Success is not just about earning a diploma. It's also about creating pathways to economic independence. Programs that encourages savings and investing can help students see themselves not only as workers, but as future homeowners, entrepreneurs, and wealth builders, because a job is not legacy. Our district serves families from many different backgrounds. Any effort that helps young people start adulthood with greater financial security deserves thoughtful consideration, no matter who is in office. Whether families choose to participate or not, the larger lesson is important: teaching our children that their future is worth investing today. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak on non-agenda items? Thank you. Please come forward.
Hello, how are you? My name is Victoria Boucher, town of New Windsor, and I'm just here because my son's in kindergarten, and he received 10 ARC books to come home this summer with. And the reason I'm here speaking is because this book is not grammatically correct. So I brought the proof, I brought the book. I don't agree with how this is taught. I mean, the back looks like this, and it's an actual human back. It's about cobras. The sentence in here, it says, the scales looks like this. We received 10 books. Every single book had a grammatical error. So I just want you aware, at the kindergarten level, this is what they came home to read. And I read with my son every night, and this was disappointing. So just be aware, this is what the kindergartners got, and it's not right. Thank you. Do you want it?
Would anyone else care to speak on non-agenda items?
Thank you. I'm just going to make this very short. So the Newburgh Enlarged City School District SEPSA Special Education PTA was postponed from June to July, but we will be sending out notices for the next meeting and information if you want to join. Please email NECSD septsa@gmail.com. If you want information about joining and or if you want to participate, please email the Newburgh Enlarged City School District SEPSA. Again, we're going to send out further information for the next July meeting, which will be the charter meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to Superintendent Section Number 5. Up next is Ms. Peterson to discuss 5.1 South Middle School receivership.
So thank you, Mr. Dre. This evening, I have for you the principal, Mr. Roderick Phoenix, as well as the director of elementary to present on the South receivership. So do we have the PowerPoint for?
You can keep that. You want me to introduce them? No, you can do that part. I'm gonna say something and you can do that part. Let me put it in. I'll say that and then I'll say my piece and you can do that piece.
Which piece?
I'm saying my piece without this. And then you can do that.
Do you want me to say anything?
Yes, we can go back to back.
Okay.
But it's nice. You go one slide, I go one slide, you go one slide, I go one slide. Do we have it? All right, good evening, everyone. While we wait for the presentation to be uploaded, I'm Roderick Phoenix. I am the principal at South Middle School.
Good evening. I am Dr. Pushkancer. I'm the director of middle level education, so I support all the 4 middle schools in the district.
And so what we're about to do is we're going to present our continuation plan as deemed by the state. And our plan consists of steps, strategies, collaborations that we're going to incorporate into the next year that'll address our academic deficiencies, attendance, and also our parent engagement. This plan is put together through review of multiple data sources, study groups, and state data, all which has been made available. This plan has been created through teams from our school, from the community, parents, and students. The one thing that we want to make clear to the public about our receivership status, that this is not something that happened overnight. This is something that's been happening or have taken place over multiple years, 15 years. When you're placed into receivership, your school is identified as the school that's been performing in the bottom 5 of the state. And it's not over 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. It takes a while for this to develop. But in the interim, while that is happening, the state is working with the district and the school to try to help support the needs as stated through our data. When those areas are not showing improvement, your status then increases for more intense support. The most intense support is the receivership status, and the receivership status now gives you a ton of resources and even more support to come out of receivership status so that your students, our students, can demonstrate how well they're doing with the proper support. So this plan right here was developed in collaboration with the state over multiple meetings, over teams in the building, over multiple meetings, central office team, students, teachers, and focus groups. So we're about to present.
So the receivership planning guided by the New York State Department of Education requirements is aligned to the 4 key dimensions, which are high quality instruction, leadership and continuous improvement, culture, connectedness and belonging, and family and community partnerships. And you'll see that that's what our main strategies are directly aligned to, because that is what NECSD requires. Next slide, please. So these are our demonstrable indicators. 5 indicators are state selected, as in we do not get to choose them. They are chosen by the state. Those are the first 5, the grades 3 through 8 ELA growth percentile, math percentile, ELA all students performance level, overall performance level for both ELA and math, and science performance level. So that is the 8th grade science test. And the 5 locally selected indicators were selected based on our data, as Mr. Phoenix just explained. And those focused on attendance, family and community engagement, our teacher practices and decisions, curriculum development and support, and extended learning time to support our students' success and growth at South Middle School. Next slide, please.
So we're also required to pick lead strategies, and these strategies are designed to help us improve academic performance and other areas of needs throughout the year. So based off our data that we collected, our 4 strategies are to increase opportunities for students to explain their thinking and build on ideas of their peers through structured academic discourse, engage students in cognitive demanding tasks that require reasoning, sense-making, and problem-solving. The third one is to establish a school-wide culture of connectiveness and belonging, which is grounded in routines, restorative practices, authentic relationships, in the hopes to reduce absenteeism, support on-time arrival, and build the preservation of students' needs for academic success and high school readiness. And the last one is our family and community partnership, which we would like to implement an accessible communication system and build strong community partnerships that empower our families as active members and partners in our students' success.
So what does this mean, and what does it look like at the building level? It means strengthening our Tier 1 instruction. So essentially that is what happens every day for all of our students. What are the teachers teaching, and how are they teaching, most importantly?
And to give you a better picture of that, we're trying to build classrooms where teachers are making the shift from being lecturers and being facilitators. So what does that mean, and what does that look like? The traditional way, teachers get up there, they talk, they demonstrate all the knowledge that they have in the content. Students have to retain the best way possible, and then somehow, some way, take some type of assessment that demonstrates their memory. What we're shifting to is where teachers now create lessons that require the students to participate and talk more with each other. The data shows students retain, or people retain more when they're engaged in conversation. So teachers are building lessons where students are now being introduced to content, but then to partaking in design tasks and activities which allow them to talk and share their ideas and their thoughts and their perspectives with their peers. So that's what the first strategy is geared towards. Building on top of that, strengthening their engagement and attendance. By doing this, students will now have the opportunity to show and feel successful in their classes. They're able to be contributors to the lesson, contributors to the conversations, as opposed to not being sure if choice A, B, or C is right and feeling the shame of picking the wrong choice. They're now able to share an opinion, share a thought, share a perspective that will now solicit feedback from their peers. You feel like you're a contributor, you feel successful, you feel like you're part of the class, you feel like you're part of the community, you now want to come to class.
Additionally, the last shift is that improving and building upon our informational communication to academic partnership and family empowerment. And essentially, all that means is building up those the communication and all the systems and structures to partner with outside organizations in the district, and build up our family engagement, the parent workshops. We are already having those conversations with our family and community engagement team, and continue to bring in the amazing asset-based resources that we have in our district and that our families have and that our community has that can support our students' academic success.
Also, I want to share, these strategies were designed specifically to start preparing our students for the New York State model Portrait of a Graduate. Having classrooms and lessons that solicit input and the voices of all allows students to be able to contribute to their strengths. We're trying to move away from students being factory type workers, meaning that memory assembly line, you do the same thing for every lesson, you memorize, you pick A, B, or C. We're now preparing students to be thinkers, be able to solve multi-step tasks, be able to speak to it, and then be able to engage in a conversation with their peers. This builds a well-rounded contributor to the class, but a well-rounded student that allows them to work off of their strengths, but at the same time still be able to hear and absorb what their peers are saying. So to build on that, we want to build sustainable systems. The focus is not on adding programs, but strengthening systems that support great teaching every day. So some of the key structures that we want to improve on and also implement. We want to be able to provide weekly professional learning communities. We have provide instructional coaching. We're going to monitor the curriculums. We're going to be completing and increasing our instructional rounds and walkthroughs, reviewing student work, having teachers engage in data cycles. And what that means is understand what your data, your results is giving you, along with the student work. With that, teachers can now work in the now, meaning you give a task, you assess it, you look at what worked, what didn't, and then you attack it there so that we don't leave any gaps or miss any days of instruction where we could be focusing on the improvements that are needed, but also building on the strengths that the data is producing. And it's critical for teachers to be able to adjust to the demand and the present data and work that's being provided to them by our students. And then also build our community engagement teams. So the desired outcome is to be consistent, provide high quality instruction in every classroom, regardless of the teacher, grade level, and content area.
So as far as, I know there was a question earlier, measuring success, we're obviously going to look at student and instructional outcomes in terms of ELA and math growth data, increased attendance, improvement in engagement through survey data, increased student discourse, and that's through those data cycles, conversations, surveys, as well as observational data in the classrooms and teacher surveys as well. High levels of rigor, and again, that's going back to those walkthroughs and instructional rounds, consistent implementation of instructional practices and expectations, and then system outcomes, effective professional learning communities, sorry, I'm used to saying PLCs, strong curriculum implementation, and increased family engagement. And again, that's looking at those, the data, looking at the attendance, the agenda, the meeting notes, the survey data, all of the above. And then we'll progress monitor based on the demonstrable indicators provided by the state, quarterly progress reviews also required by the state, student achievement data, walkthrough evidence, and the family and student feedback, which is going to be essential, as well as the faculty and staff feedback. And our ultimate goal as a team is to improve outcomes for all students and build those sustainable systems that can support long-term success, even after we're off the receivership list. Questions?
Next slide.
No,
That's it.
That's the last slide.
That's the last slide. And so just to recap, this last slide, and it recaps, the goal throughout the year. We are not in a position, and we should never be in a position to where we go through long periods of time without assessing what's being produced. When we take long periods of time, which usually would be 6 to 8 weeks or a marking period, you lose the opportunity to improve many times over. So we're required by the state to continue to have these check-ins to present to the public, but also meet with them and meet with the internal teams that we have to go over where we're currently at, where we are now. And this is only going to not only just improve our teacher practice, but our students are now going to receive the feedback, the opportunities to demonstrate, their knowledge, what they were able to absorb in a timely fashion, so that they can continue to see that they can have success in the classroom. They don't have to be nervous and shy away from discourse. But on top of it also, the teachers are now also going to be receiving the support from the administration, from the coach, from their peers, through the design of our schedule, through the resources that we're going to be able to provide them with, so that they could be better at their craft, and they'll be able to engage amongst each other, so that they can learn from themselves, but also be able to share, experiences and data throughout the school year. So the plan that we have put together addresses all of that, and as the year goes along, anything that needs to be improved will be improved, so that we can not only, shine like how we know we can, but these systems that we put in place will be here long after we come out of receivership. Any questions?
Mr. Howard, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. DeRay. So this is a great plan, but could you speak to how this is leading? What's the lead up to this? What's the build up? What's the work being done to make sure everyone is aligned, i.e. students, teachers, administrators, community? And is all this information being pushed out to the families that are coming, new families that are coming into the building, that things will be changed? But bigger than that, that there will be a new way of doing things in the building? And how has the buy-in been from the current staff in the building? And is everything ready to go in September?
So, great question. You want to answer?
I'll start. So this plan that they've produced today is a plan that we worked with along with the state, our representatives, as well as some of the assistant commissioners, associate commissioner. Mr. Phoenix has an executive coach. And so what we've done thus far is a team, central district, school, parents, families, students. What we've done is that we've designed this team that was approved. We worked in collaboration. The state had to approve our plan. So this plan has to be submitted to the state by the end of the month. Once they approve our plan, then we can begin to move forward in terms of how we administer the plan. So at this moment in time, we've designed a system. It will be approved by New York State. July 1, I become the receiver, and that's when the implementation plan begins to roll out.
Dovetailing on that. So with the new program coming into place starting in September, so let's talk about this current sixth graders who will be seventh graders next year and eighth graders. Has there been a good retention of those families, or have any families wanted to leave the building because of the receivership and not really wanting to be a part of that, or has everything been consistent?
No. We have the same families who believe in the success of South. We know that there's great teaching and learning that's happening there. So we don't necessarily have that. We don't have families attempting to leave the school because they understand, that there's great teaching happening there. And they believe in the leadership and what's going on there.
I would say that, like we said, the history is the history as far as the data. But without the label, many families, many former students had no idea that they were underperforming. We have teachers who were students when they first started to perform poorly, and they had no idea. They felt that the instruction that they were receiving was the best that was being offered to them. They enjoyed the experiences that they had there. But the only difference now is that we're at center stage. And we have the team, we have the support from Central, we have the student body that's gonna step up to the plate and knock it out the park. One highlight that we have, one of the areas needing improvement for the school has been the participation rate on the state exams. It's been in the 50s and 60% percentile for over the last 20 years. That's a crucial element that allows the state to assess. And I believe that if those percentages had been at the state mandate at 95% or better, a lot of the scores and the results would be a whole lot different. So this year alone, and since the administrative team that we've had has been there, we've been improving that participation rate. But this year alone, we had a 99% participation rate in the ELA exam. We had a 96% participation rate in the state math exam. And we had a 96% participation rate in the science exam. And I'm confident that those rates will demonstrate, what our students can do. And those are probably all-time highs over the last 20 years, probably longer than that. So back to answer your question, we've had assemblies with our students, and we've definitely let our current students know that this is not something that they've caused, but we also let them know that this is something that they're going to show everyone, that they are the group that is going to help and bring us out of this receivership and have the light shine on us, and they're ready to take on the challenge as well as the staff and the team.
One question. In one of the early slides, there was an attendance component, and everybody can agree if a child's not in school, there's not a whole lot of learning going on. Does receivership allow us to try anything different? And to follow up to that is, what are we trying that's different to make sure these children attend school?
So another great question. One of the blessings for being in receivership status is that it identifies that a lot of systems and the way that we approach things just were not effective. So we have no choice but to implement research-based strategies and practices that have proven to work. And so what we did is we researched with the support of teachers, central office team, and the executive branch, schools that have come out of receivership, but not just schools that have come out of receivership, schools that have maintained good standing. And a lot of the practices that we thought of or we wanted to put in place are some of the same strategies and practices that those schools have demonstrated. So we are adopting those, modifying them to work at South. And like we said, this is not something that we decide now that this is what we want to do, and then 6 months from now we come back to it. It's going to be probably every 4 weeks that we have a deeper dive, but we will be assessing ongoing, weekly, bi-weekly, to make sure that these strategies and these practices are working.
Thank you.
So I'll add to, and I think Dr. Pushkanter wanted to as well. So some of the things
in all actuality, I believe what Mr. Phoenix is saying, because we'll have a more structured approach to student learning, extended learning opportunities, professional learning communities, and opportunities to really sit, discuss students, put students at the forefront, make sure that we have a student-centered environment, and then once we are all speaking about that same student, or the student feels connected to that team of educators in the building, then it gives us an opportunity to really have those interpersonal familial relationships that we have with our scholars, to ensure that they know that someone cares, and that the school team, the teachers, the support staff, the administrative body is really interested in their learning. And so those small communities, all of those data-driven strategies, looking at data, helping students understand their growth and their gaps in achievement, that brings us a little bit closer to the families, to the students, so they understand that we are pouring into them, and that will show that we care because we know exactly where they are and what they need to be successful.
Thank you, Dr. Manning. Mr. Howard, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So I know one of the major issues when we're dealing with young people is parental engagement, parental involvement. And I know that there's more money coming from the state in regards to receivership. Has there been an influx of money that's going to allow South Middle School to do things a little differently, or to target families so that we're ensured to have parents or caretakers involved? But bigger than that, are we going to continue the partnerships with the community-based organizations like SNUG, YAP, and other community-based organizations that have access to our children and really have been successful in dealing with our kids? I mean, so I guess my question is, are the floodgates open for that? Is the money there for that? Because I know that's a major issue with children in middle school age, is the parental engagement, the parental involvement. Are we doing anything differently? And if so, what is that?
Yes, yes, and yes. Essentially, the plan is, and we've already started the conversation. So like myself, Mr. Phoenix, with Mr. Morgan from the Family Community Engagement Team, we've already started talking about what are the different programs from like SNUG that we can bring in, who can support from the community, how can that be supported, what kinds of parent workshops, what kinds of resources. We're already working on looking at what curricula are we using, what resources to provide the parents with, what kinds of opportunities to provide parents in terms of those workshops. So for parents who can't make it in person, can we do a hybrid? Can I record myself modeling a lesson so that parents can try that and have a how do I do this at home with my child clip of it. So we're already having those conversations. And as Dr. Manning Campbell pointed out, as soon as we have the time starting July to truly map that out and create that, that's essentially what's in the works. So yes, to answer all of the above.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Burks?
How often will there be more community forums to get parents involved to come out? Like the one we had when they got knowledge of the receivership. Will we have more of those, and how often?
So we're required to have those. And if I can remember right, I believe monthly. But also what is provided at the school by myself is where we hold conversations with the principal. I hold them alongside the FACE team. Mr. Morgan is there with me. We make them available in the morning time. We make them available in the evening time. Participation hasn't been the greatest, but we understand that people have to take care of their families and jobs and things like that. So we're working on ways to increase that and provide it so that more families can be present for them.
The participation in person is not what we want it to be. Can we some type of way maybe get a Zoom? Or maybe I know our board meetings are YouTube Live, because Zoom is kind of the way to go, especially for, 30 and under.
Yeah. We've done that as well too. So everything is open. We make ourselves available. My motto is, especially when the 6th grade parents come in, for orientation is that they should, no matter what parent walks through the doors, they should feel like that place is a home for them. We're trusted with the students in middle school. Every student that comes in the 6th grade signs a 3-year contract that's guaranteed, and we want those parents to be a part of that as well. We can't. It's difficult to be successful without the family partnership. Family partnership creates a better learning environment for all, but it's the supporting nature and cast that it creates for the students. So we're always pushing to do that. We get great turnouts when we have our events, and our parents really show up for that. But we want some more parents. We have a great PTG board who work tirelessly. They are an extension of our school, but we urge more parents to get involved. And parents that can, they do, but more is always better.
Thank you. Ms. Peterson?
I just want to also clarify for Mr. Howard, once the plan is approved and the budget by the state, then that's when the budget process and the allocation, and all the allocations have to align with the written plan that the state approved.
So when will that happen?
July 1, so we have to present, the state has to, it's a highly regulated process, so the state has to approve it, and then we go into the process.
Well, that was the reason for my original question, because I know there's a lot of areas like that, and I just want to make sure we were where we need to be. And I know that everybody's coming up on a summer vacation, but I would hope and pray that with what's about to happen at South Middle School, that you have a robust summer in place, and that there's going to be so much work being done over the summer, so that September will be a smooth transition.
There's a lot of work that's been put in up until today, so we're in game shape for it now.
Before we close, I want you to know you have the full support of the board to make this recovery possible.
We couldn't do it
With that said, the board needs regular, transparent reports, and I need you to be able to stand up there and say, this is working, this is not working, and we need some help, or this is not working, and these are the adjustments we've made, because no plan is perfect. You're going to have to change. You know the deal. But we're behind you, and we appreciate the presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have 5.2, Operations and Technology, Ms. Roaring and Mr. McGrath. Good evening.
Mr. McGrath is going to lead us off tonight for information technology.
Good evening, everyone. So my name, as you probably know, is Joseph McGrath. I am the Assistant Superintendent, CIO, and DPO. Tonight I am joined by two members of my team. We have Brian Farrell. He is our Senior Microtech. Brian has been serving the district for many years. Prior to that, he served our country, first as a Marine for 13 years, as a Staff Sergeant, and then 6 years as a Tech Sergeant in the Air Force. So Brian is operations, and we're going to hear a lot about how that end units work. Also joining us today is Mark Bilyeu. Mark is our Senior Network Manager. He's been with us for over 20 years. He started out as a junior microtech, and through his hard work, dedication, and growth mindset, has risen to the position that he's in. He'll be talking about our network and all the things that we do with that. While we all know that technology plays a critical role, can you go to the next slide, please? In nearly all aspects of our school system, and certainly when Ms. Roaring gets up and she speaks, you'll hear more about some of the amazing things that are happening operationally. This is some of the technology support that supports that support. And we're going to be talking about some of our progress and some of the things we've done in recent memory, in the recent past, also looking at the horizon, what we're going to do, and how we're going to serve our students and make sure that people have safe, reliable technology that allows them to do what they need to do. You will hear tonight about our efforts, and there are big initiatives happening, by the way, to keep our technology current, our network secure, and our people and our data safe. And of course, none of that happens without your support or the hard work of our dedicated staff. Brian here is going to start us off by talking about the student devices and the microtext to keep that all running. Brian?
Good evening. Our technology department consists of 11 technicians supporting 16 district buildings, approximately 2,700 staff members, and more than 10,300 students. To improve efficiency and reliability, we continue to focus on standardization across our technology fleet. This includes standardizing desktop configurations, student Chromebooks that support our one-to-one learning initiative, and laptops that provide mobility and flexibility for instructional staff. After several years of not refreshing devices at the elementary and middle school caused by budget constraints, we have resumed our device replacement cycle and are implementing a multi-year refreshment plan to keep technology current and dependable. These efforts help us maintain secure, reliable, and sustainable technology environment while supporting the instructional goals of the district. Next slide. This year, we launched our new help desk system across the district. Through that system, we implemented a self-service Chromebook kiosk at NFA West, enabling students to exchange damaged devices for working replacements without requiring a technician on site, as you can see the picture to the right.
So this is, can I just jump in for a second? Yep. This is, we love this. So this is now at West, students walk up to the kiosk, they said they enter in a help desk ticket, right in, they sign in, they said, my Chromebook has an issue, one of the bays opens up, they take the old one out, they take the new one in, the new one out, they put the old one in, they swap it, and they're back to class. So total time out of class is minutes. We don't need to keep a technician staff there because the students get their needs met, so it's an efficient system, it helps our students, and it helps our budget.
Throughout the year, our team closed nearly 2,000 tickets per month while managing and tracking more than 21,000 technology assets district-wide. Thank you.
When we talk about upgrading network infrastructure, it can sound like a technical project, but the real reason is simple. The network is now the foundation for instruction, operations, safety, security, and communication. If the network is unstable, it no longer just affects internet access, it affects all aspects of district operations. Over the last several years, we have refocused on the resilience of our network. As a result, the district has experienced greater uptime and fewer outages. One of the first areas of focus has been backup battery upgrades. If there is a short power outage or power fluctuation, we do not want the network to immediately drop. Better battery backup gives us more resilience, protects equipment from power issues, and allows key systems to stay online long enough for power to return or for us to respond. Next area is switching infrastructure upgrades. Switches are the core equipment that connect all district operations and systems. Upgrading switches helps us support future growth, newer wireless, more security features, and more connected systems. Third area is redundant fiber and disaster recovery. In the past 6 months, we have worked with our vendors to run miles and miles and miles and miles of new fiber throughout our communities and districts that the district serves. Without an alternate path, a single fiber cut or major equipment failure would create a district-wide outage. Redundant fiber gives us another route for network traffic. Disaster recovery sites and planning also ensure that if something serious happens, we can restore critical systems faster while continuing to operate. The fourth area is closet cooling. Network equipment generates tons of heat, and many closets were never designed for the amount of technology that they currently hold. Heat shortens equipment life, causes instability, and can lead to unexpected failures and downtime. Proper cooling protects the investment we already made and keeps systems reliable. On the right of that slide is one of our data cooling racks. We use various different systems when we address these closets. This is one system that's kind of an innovative design for an area that, maybe a stage or some area like that, where it wasn't a traditional box that you could just cool. So we've had to do some innovative stuff, and we're addressing those concerns in all areas of the district.
This is completely self-contained, self-cooled, secure, and a little loud, but protected.
So the main point is this: these upgrades are not just about speed. They're about resilience, uptime, safety, security, and being ready for future instructional and operational needs. We're moving from a network that simply works most of the time to one that is designed to withstand failures, scale with growth, and support the district long-term. And in addition to all of this work, we have been strategic partners for the design and implementation of technology in the new CTE building, which we're proud to open in September. Next slide. This is the NIST framework. NIST is a national framework that helps school districts manage cybersecurity risk in an organized way. Recently, it's pivoted to version 2.0, which is seen on this slide. It has 6 parts: govern, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. That means we set clear responsibilities, know which systems and data we have, protect them, watch for suspicious behavior, respond when something happens, and recover as quickly as possible. For our district, this is not just a best practice. Under New York State Ed Law 2D Part 121, educational agencies are required to have a data security and privacy policy that aligns with this NIST framework. Next slide. All right. The current cybersecurity landscape, this is all national. This is not our district. This is information nationally for K-12. The current cyber threat landscape nationally for K-12 schools is very different than it was even a few years ago. Districts are being targeted more than ever because we hold, as we know, very valuable data. A 2005 MS-ISAC K-12 report found that 82% of reporting K-12 organizations experience cyber threat impacts, with thousands of confirmed incidents across US schools. And CISA has specifically warned that ransomware actors are targeting school systems as well. And you can see some of the numbers on this slide. For 2025, the cost of downtime was $763 million throughout the US. And that sounds like a big number, but even more important than that, 1,400 learning days were lost due to downtime from cyber threats, or actual cyber attacks, incidents. Many of these attacks start with people, not technology. MS-ISAC found that cyber criminals target human behavior significantly more than technical vulnerabilities. Phishing remains a major entry point. Because of this, we are putting a heavy focus on cybersecurity awareness training, and we are expanding this training to students as we have seen that they're increasingly becoming targets of these attacks. That is why our strategy cannot depend on one tool or a single firewall. We need a layered defense. This year, we are implementing Cisco XDR, which gives us better visibility across our network environment and allows us to prevent or respond much quicker to potential incidents. Finally, multi-factor authentication, or MFA, it's an added layer of security beyond just a username and password. It requires a second form of verification, such as a phone prompt, security key, proximity, before someone can access district systems. MFA helps prevent a stolen password from becoming a full account compromise and better protects student data, staff information, financial systems, and daily district operations. We're working towards a district-wide total deployment of Cisco Duo in the 26-27 school year. Thank you.
Next slide, please. So once again, we want to thank the board and the community for the support. This is how we do what we do and why we do what we do. Any questions? Yes.
I don't want you to leave without a comment. So when we mention redundant fiber, closet cooling, cyber threats, I look at the audience and their eyes start to glaze because all you want is a group of people that turn on their machine and
They
can
just
use
want
the
it to work.
machine. But I will say, I've had many conversations with you and members of the board had, and you've put us light years ahead of so many districts. And I think if I had every superintendent from Orange County in here to hear and watch what we're doing in Newburgh, and I'm just going to give an example. We're building a system where one wasn't broken yet. And usually, especially in government, it has to break before it gets better. But we're anticipating that, we're scaling. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for what you do.
We have a wonderful team. Thank you.
I am.
Good evening.
So we're going to talk about the other side of operations in the district, focused on facilities, food service, transportation, and security. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So when we talk about our facilities department, there's a lot of things that happen every day in maintaining our schools and enhancing the environment of our students. We deal with our clocks and PA systems. We have one project that we're actually pretty excited to be completing. We are in the process of replacing the glass on all of our doors that had that old wire mesh, which is no longer code compliant, to make sure that we have the most secure and safe environment for our students. We've also been in the process of collecting some quotes. We're going to be improving our concrete and asphalt here at the BOE to make sure that we get rid of all of the trip hazards. We have also been maintaining our generators, vehicle repairs, boiler inspections, fire and burglar alarm services, elevator service and repairs, as well as our ongoing pool maintenance, and we're really excited to have that up and running for all of the programs Dr. Freeman Mack's been able to bring in for our children. Next slide, please. Part of what we're doing this year as well is we've identified some doors across the district, interior and exterior, that needed to be replaced. This is a phased approach. We know that there's some other work that needs to be done, and some of that will ultimately become part of capital projects in our future. But specifically at Heritage, the gym interior and exterior doors, that's one of the final pieces to really bring that space in that building back. Next slide, please. We also do a number of exterior projects. One of the things that we've been looking to do and finally been able to complete during our spring break this year was the NFA North front steps. That process requires a full removal of those granite steps, a reestablishing of the foundation, and a reinstallation of the granite steps, and that came out beautifully. We've also been in the process of doing some fencing replacement and installation across the district. We enhanced our fencing over in Bombville around the upper grade playground. And we've also done some fencing at North Street. We're in the process of doing the Temple Hill Playground fence, which will also, it will not only heighten that fence, but it will reduce the number of access points, which will allow us to minimize the number of visitors we have when our children are out there. We've also been doing some repairs to the playground. We replaced the entire septic tank at Gardnertown. We've done some paving at Bombville, and we will be doing paving at Fostertown starting Friday afternoon. We're going to remove and replace the entire bus loop there. Next slide, please. So looking at our gyms and stages, those are some of the gathering places in our school, and we've been able to do some repairs on those surfaces. We will be doing some gym floors this summer at Bombville, Gardnertown, and Heritage. We will also be doing the stages at Temple and Meadow. One of the things that was noticed when we were doing some of our walkthroughs, myself and Mr. Sackman was over at Gardnertown, the stage there has not been done in some time. And that stage floor is in such a condition that we can't just refinish it. So we will be removing and replacing that stage floor this summer. We're also finishing out, all of our schools will be done by the end of the summer. We're removing those old divider walls that were supposed to be immobilized, and we're replacing them all with gym curtains, which is going to make a safer environment for our students. We will also be putting in new bleachers at Heritage, which is the capstone of that project for the gym over there. Next slide, please. Oh, wait, one more thing. So you all got to visit our lovely team room project. We will be going in starting this week, and we'll be doing painting in the girls' locker room area to finish that out and make sure all of that matches. Next slide, please. There are a number of HVAC repairs that we've been doing this year, and we've been doing some replacement of parts to kind of keep things up and running. We know that's one of the challenges with our aged equipment, but we have been able to do some gate valve replacements. We've done maintenance and software upgrades. We've purchased and installed a number of portable ACs for the schools that we haven't been able to get to yet in Prop 5. And we did some boiler tube replacements across the district as well. Oh, can you go back there one more? So second to the bottom, I want to call that out because it's something that recently happened. We had our oil pump motor and the NFA main chiller go down. And in our emergent response, we brought in a temp chiller, so we were able to reestablish building operations and maintain them through the end of the school year while they source that part and we get a schedule to complete. So that temp chiller will stay in place until this part is installed and we can bring the unit back up. Next slide, please. So in addition to that, we have painters on staff, and they've been able to do some exterior work at Gardnertown and NFA Main, as well as some interior work. One of the things that they were able to assist us with this year was the painting in that locker room and team room project for NFA Main. Next slide, please. The board also approved 3 new playgrounds as part of the 25-26 budget, and those have been installed. We've also done some routine maintenance with fencing and mulch in our playgrounds as well, and we'll be doing more next year. Next slide. Roof repairs and replacements. This is something that happens throughout the year. We have heavy rain or lots of snow, and we find new leaks. So we have been taking care of those across the district. Almost every building has been touched. We did a full replacement of the roof at the Chestnut Warehouse and Print Shop. Next slide. We have received over 3,000 work orders this year, and you'll notice in the bottom that green is the ones that are completed and the blue are the ones that are assigned and in process. So we're working to close those out. Before the end of June, some of those will carry over into the summer. Next slide, please. Food service. So we are really excited this year. We were able to welcome some new leadership into the department. If you could go to the next slide, please. We have our new director and assistant director this year, and some of you heard from our director and our policy committee meeting before this. We have been able to conduct regular meetings with our school lunch managers. We've been delivering professional development and really diving into the data of the operations of that department, as well as establishing our expectations and accountability within the department. Next slide, please. So this is our staffing map. We have the director and assistant director, 2 office positions, and then you'll see a number of positions that we have across our kitchens throughout the district. And that's some of our staff pictured there. Next slide, please. So these are the programs that we offer. It's our national school lunch and school breakfast program. We also have the after-school snack program, fresh fruit and vegetable program, and summer food service program. And I do want to take a minute to remind everybody that we are a community eligible district, which means every child eats breakfast and lunch free every day. Next slide, please. This is one of the data points we've been looking at, and this really looks at participation at each building for breakfast and lunch, and our target is 80%. You'll see in our elementary buildings, we tend to do a bit better than we do in our secondary buildings, and we've been engaging our managers as well as some students in terms of how we might be able to improve that participation. And we're looking at how we can partner with some of the building administrators next year to enhance that as well. Next slide, please. So one of the things that we took really seriously was getting out and getting some student feedback. And our director went to a student council meeting, and she requested some feedback, and she's utilized that in planning some of the menus for the second half of the year. We also implemented suggestion boxes at all of our kitchens so that the students in every building have the opportunity to suggest menu items that they'd like to have considered. And we've done some taste testing at NFA Maine. We've brought in some new options for breakfast to get some student feedback, and some of those items will appear next year on the menu as well. So we want to make sure we're listening to their feedback. Looking at data, we've also been looking at meals per labor hour to say, all right, are we staffed appropriately? And does the staffing align with the volume of meals that we're actually producing and serving? And we've been sharing that out when we meet with the managers as well so that they have a clear understanding of what the numbers are. And when we have to make any adjustments, they understand where that's coming from. Next slide, please. So also recognizing cultural response in our menu, we've introduced a couple of new items this year, and we're looking to expand those next year. Next slide. Here's another list of some of the additional menu items that we've introduced this year that have gone over very well with our students, and so we're looking to continue to build on that and hear from them as we go into next year and continue to modify to make sure that we're serving things that they want to eat. Next slide. One of the other things the director and assistant director have done this year is have a focus on some training. So we've taken advantage of those professional development days with our team, and we've done training on knife skills. We've also introduced some of the what they call back of house. So we're looking at inventory and other functions in our Mosaic software and training them on that as well. And we are in the process of developing a professional development plan that we will roll out for the team in 26-27. Next slide, please. One of the other things that's really important is dealing with student food allergies, and our director of food service has been handling that in collaboration with some of our nurses and parents to make sure that we are being responsive and that we are allowing children to access the food in a safe way. Next slide. These are some of the programs that we also collaborate with the district on, and we provide after-school snacks for. We also do catering as well. Next slide, please. One of the other things that we focused on this year, really looking at what we spent in 24-25 on equipment repair, was several $100,000. So we've been assessing the equipment needs, and we are in the process of replacing the 3 dishwashers, which will happen over the summer, and we've already done the steamers and the warmer. And we're hopeful for our box truck next December because that is a very long lead item. They've also introduced standard operating procedures so that we can ensure that consistency is happening in all of the kitchens. Next slide. And finally, we've done a number of catering opportunities this year as well, which gives the program an opportunity to drive a little extra revenue to support some of those equipment replacements and other things we'd like to be able to do. Transportation. So looking at transportation accomplishments, one of the things that we've been working on for the last couple of years, and we've finally gotten there, is a paperless non-public transportation application. So this year, all of the non-public transportation applications were processed 100% paperless. We've also created a process to improve communication regarding routing scheduling changes to both our schools and our bus companies to enhance student safety. And one of the fun things they get to do each summer is participate in the Jumpstart Jamboree and pre-K orientation, where we not only bring a bus and let the students understand what that looks like, but we bring out Buster the Bus, which is a little robot bus, and he teaches the students all the wonderful things they need to know about riding the bus. So looking at some data, we have processed over 1,700 alternate stop forms. Those forms come in every single day. I know everybody thinks that's not true, but they really do. They come in every day, and we have some families who change them multiple times during the year. And then we are now in the process of doing the alternate stop forms for summer transportation. You're okay. Can you go back one second? We also did over 300 field trip requests this year, so we're really excited to see the uptick in our field trips for our students, and we are approaching 200 athletic trip requests and changes. So we do go through the bid process on that, but sometimes competitions are rescheduled and we have to make those arrangements as well. We do want to note that our buses are on the road from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they are also on the road on Saturdays because they're transporting Saturday programming as well as athletics. Next slide, please. We currently provide transportation to 65 different schools. This includes not only our district, but also the non-public schools and our out-of-district placement for our exceptional learners. This year, we did 6 after-school and Saturday programs. We also are transporting students to more than 100 locations outside of our district for our homeless student population. We also do transportation for our internship programs, our alternative instruction, school to work, and evening high school. Next slide. Safety and security. You all have heard a lot about security this year. We've done a lot of procurement. We've made some enhancements in that area, and Mr. Sager is here if you want to hear more from him on any of those tonight. These are some of the things that they've accomplished in their department. All senior monitors have completed their first line supervisor training. With enhanced leadership skills, accountability, and supervisory effectiveness. You're going to hear that as kind of a theme across the operational departments because we're doing that as well. In facilities and food service, we want to make sure that people in leadership positions have the tools to be successful in those positions. They've comprehensively updated our building level safety plans. These were developed back in 2015, and they're doing building level emergency response plans, and those will be implemented next year. One of the other things that we mentioned was working with the county to do emergency management mapping of all of our schools, and we are wrapping that up now, so that will be in place for the 26-27 school year as well. Next slide, please. With People Services, they've implemented what they call Student Safe within the Raptor platform, which enhances our security protocol. It supports our district-wide threat assessment teams. It's also a case management system that will be fully operational next year as well as we continue to enhance the functionality of the programs that we have. With the technology department, they've also deployed Raptor emergency notification system to all district staff so that staff are aware of what's going on if there's a critical incident. One of the other things that we've done with technology is we've been looking at new public address systems for our schools to make sure that we are able to adequately communicate around the buildings. We have a number that are quite old, and we are continuing to evaluate those systems. Next slide. Some of the upgrades we've brought to the board include our backpack scanners, the artificial intelligence metal detectors, radio upgrade, which was recently approved by the board, and I believe at the last meeting they approved the all-terrain vehicle bid award, so we are looking forward to having that on property soon. Next slide, please. We've also looked at an AI overlay of the existing cameras at Maine. We are in the process of replacing some of the old InterLogic cameras at NFA Maine. We are doing completely new technology over at CTE. Camera and access upgrades are happening as well at the Board of Education in Chestnut, which are two buildings that often sit in the background, but we have prioritized that this year as well. Next year, they'll be integrating the emergency management notification system as well for the board in Chestnut. Currently, we are not part of that system, so that will be part of our protocol next year. Summer work. So in facilities, we will be supporting summer school operations. We will also be coordinating with capital projects. We are going to be focusing on a deeper clean at NFA North and South because this is their summer to breathe, as we call it. We will be working on replenishing playground mulch, painting across the district, doing some masonry repairs at Bombville, Heritage, and Temple Hill. We noticed some pretty significant deterioration at the main entry at Temple Hill as well as at Heritage, so we will be taking care of that this summer and continuing the installation of the portable air conditioning units. Next slide. Food service will be feeding students attending our summer school programs as well as Marist, Black Rock, and P-Tech. They will also be operating community feeding sites at the Newberg Free Library, and we will be finishing up that professional development plan that will roll out starting at the end of August. Security has a long list as well. Finalizing and implementing our building level emergency plans, completing the emergency management mapping, which we talked about. They're going to continue the integration. We're going to keep expanding our AI camera technology, deploying the new district radio system, and then preparing security operations for 26-27. And transportation will be very busy this summer, not only completing summer transportation, but they will also be preparing for the fall and processing those new routes as well as the alternate stops that come with those. Any questions?
Mr. Howard, go ahead.
Yes. Speaking to one of the things you just mentioned, the summer feeding programs. I know we've had conversations over the years, and some of the areas are just not accessible. A lot of our kids that are located in certain areas. Have we done the research or studies to show where big pockets of our students who high needs backgrounds and where they're located and any other locations that we could possibly use for some of those summer drop-offs?
So we have been looking very closely at the regulations and what we're allowed to do and what we are requiring of our partners in that. We actually had some opt out this year because of the requirements for record keeping and things of that nature. So we are looking carefully at what we can do and maintain our compliance and try and get food to our kids. We do know that. We are excited that we're going to have a number of them in our buildings for summer school, and we're going to continue to see where we can support, but we can't place our staff in the community sites, and so we really are relying upon them to step up and do that compliance piece with us to be able to offer that.
Thank you.
I wouldn't let you go without a comment. That's a lot of things under your umbrella. I think we should change your title, but that's pretty impressive when we're looking at construction, food, safety. You know, talk about diversity and responsibilities, but it's done well, and we're proud of our school. So thank you and everyone behind that. I'll just do one aside. I was at a school last week, and I usually wander into the cafeteria where they're preparing the food, just to thank the food service help. And the level of pride they have is really incredible. And just the way the food was prepared and presented for the kids is really special. And if you take that sort of attention to detail, it's really something. So thank you.
Thank you. I will take that back to them. We've seen them be a little bit reinvigorated this year, so they've been very much interested in some of the new things that we've wanted to try and receptive to that. And we know that's essential as well as we look to make some adjustments. So thank you for that.
Next up, 5.3, exceptional learners, Ms. McKitty Bromley and her team.
Yes, I'm just here standing by myself, but some of my team members are here to support, so thank them for coming. Good evening, everyone. Here, last but not least, the Exceptional Learner Division. Just a few updates for the few months that I've been here in Newburgh. We have students that we serve who have an IEP. If you've heard of an individualized education plan, these are our school-age students. Each of these students, we have 2,251 students who are currently classified in the school age, which is from kindergarten to 12th grade, and 404 preschoolers, which are 3- and 4-year-olds. We have initial referrals. These referrals are what initials are, if you hear those being mentioned, or come from parents sometimes and through the MTSS process, which is from the school buildings. When students are exhibiting some areas of concerns, sometimes parents send in letters wherein they need to be evaluated. So we've had school age 183 thus far, and for preschool 244, hence our increasing numbers. If you can see the numbers sometimes don't align with the increase because of depending on whether students can be determined whether or not they have a disability and need support services from the Exceptional Learning Division. Next slide. Thank you. I must thank the board and the superintendent for allowing us and the community for your board vote to pass the vote to allow us to add some more members to our team. When I first began, we only had 3 directors and 3 supervisors, so thank you for the addition of the additional staff, which is a very important piece to help us get our work done. As you notice, the numbers are very large within the team and require lots of work to ensure that all students receive the services that they need. We have 3 directors, 5 supervisors. The CSE, CPSE chairpersons are not quite in place. They're approved. We are adding 2 more CSE chairpersons. We are in the process of interviewing and should be hiring pretty soon. To be hired are the BCBAs, our behavioral support staff. We're hoping that we get lots of applicants and we can support our teachers in supporting our students to improve behaviors and students' the ability to be settled, to be able to acquire their academics. Next slide. So we work in a very compliance-driven department, which have timelines which we need to adhere to. So 2 compliance areas, focus areas for next year. We're looking at initial eligibility determination timeframes. There is a timeframe outlined by New York State that is which we will do through workshops for parents in the fall that are being planned to give families more information on what these mean. But briefly, initial eligibility determination meetings are the meetings that I mentioned before that came from the parents or the school. These meetings have to take place to determine whether or not a student is eligible for special education or exceptional learner services. So those happen throughout the school year. Those 183 referrals have to be done within a certain timeline. We notice here that due to the limited staffing that we had before, we were unable to achieve in all cases, the necessary timeline of the 60 days. So with the onboarding of additional staff members, we are going to be working on improving our compliance rates for next year. We're also looking at reevaluation compliance. Every 3 years, students are reevaluated from their time that they are classified. Again, that is a specific timeline. They have to be done within 3 years. And again, with the staffing that we had prior, it was very difficult, with all those meetings that have to take place. With the 2,200, we have to have annual reviews every year. Those are 2,251 meetings that have to be done, in addition to preschool, the 400 there. So with the staffing that we had before, unfortunately, not because we didn't want to, but it was just impossible to maintain compliance. So again, with the additional staff, we're going to work to be more compliant with the reevaluations, initials, pretty much everything, but we can't focus on everything all at once because a lot of things need to be addressed. So these are 2 focus areas for the next school year, among many. So building the behavioral support capacity, again, the BCBA's hiring, again, will be supporting the teachers to support our students. So we have to empower our staff members so they can assist the students, so they can be, in turn, of course, successful. Next slide. So part of our role is to collaborate with curriculum and instruction, which we have been already, but we will continue in the coming years, planning for every learner to ensure that whatever is being planned in curriculum instruction, the exceptional learners are included and the teachers are part of the plan. So including resources for all students. Remember, all students are general education students. They receive special education services to support. So we are part of the plan. Inclusive PD for all teachers, whatever is being rolled out in general education, will be exceptional learner students are a part of the plan. So that's the importance of collaborating across the divisions. So it's underway, it's going to continue and continue to improve as we move along. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Not a question, just a compliment. You have a fantastic team. What I like, and I know the board likes, is you don't stand in front of us and give us problems without solutions. You put it on the board and say, this is our areas we need some help with. This is what I'm going to do about it. I have a team that's going to help me get it done, and that's very appreciated. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you, and I look forward to, be hearing more from us as we proceed. The internal audit is on the way, and you'll hear the results from there as they point out some other recommendations that we will work on as we move along. And also look forward to parents, community members. We will be having workshops in the coming months for the next school years to empower families so they can gain more information and we can work collaboratively together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up is the superintendent's update. Dr. Manning.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. We appreciate you. Exceptional learner team in the back. Thank you very much for being there. We appreciate you. Okay. So last week, we celebrated 63 professional staff members beginning their careers and achieving the milestone of tenure. Tonight, we reach a bittersweet moment in our academic year as we formally recognize and celebrate a remarkable group of professionals who are closing their chapters with our district and entering a well-deserved retirement. When you look at the names before us tonight, you are looking at the very foundation of our district's success. This is not just a list of names and retirement dates. It is a testament to dedication, care, and an unwavering commitment to our students and community. To put the scope of this retirement class into perspective, I want to share a staggering number with you. Collectively, the individuals retiring this year represent over 1,100 combined years of service to public education. That deserves an applause. Think about that for a moment. More than a millennium of combined wisdom, patience, mentorship, and leadership is transitioning out of our buildings. They have seen generations of students walk through our doors, watch them grow, and sent them out into the world to make a difference. With every single school year given to our schools is a gift. While every single school year given to our schools is a gift, I want to give a special nod to those individuals who have spent over 3 to 4 decades anchoring our amazing district. Ms. Felicia Krakalici Caswell, typist, NFA Maine, 42 years of exceptional service. Ms. Joanne Silva, teaching assistant, NFA Maine, 41 years of dedicated support to our students. Ms. Sally Quinn, elementary reading, academic intervention services teacher, Bombville, 36 years of cultivating a love for reading. Ms. Michelle Martin, kindergarten teacher, Bombville, 35 years of giving our youngest learners their start. Ms. Darlene Alvarez de Riva, third grade teacher, Gardnertown, 34 years of classroom excellence. Ms. Diana Nelson, school lunch monitor 2, NFA Maine, 33 years of nourishing our school community. Ms. Karen Stafford, home economics fashion teacher, NFA Maine, 32 years of inspiring creativity. Ms. Patricia Villafuerte, elementary bilingual teacher, GAMS, 31 years of bridging language and learning. Ms. Lisa Hall, 6th grade teacher, Heritage Middle School, 30 years of guiding students through critical transitional years. What makes this retirement class so special is that it beautifully reflects the ecosystem of our school district. True education requires an entire village, and this group highlights that perfectly. Instructional leaders and specialists who kept our academic rigor sharp, like our directors, speech pathologists, and teachers across special education, science, English, arts, and social studies. Our frontline support staff, including our incredible teaching assistants and teacher aides who provided the daily individualized care our students rely on. The operational backbone from our head custodians, plumbers, and school lunch managers to our typists, library clerks, and tax cashiers. Whether they were lesson planning, fixing a boiler, keeping our records meticulously organized, or ensuring our children had hot meals and safe hallways, every single one of these retirees has left an indelible mark on our culture. Buildings are just brick and mortar. It is the people inside who give them a heartbeat. To our retirees, you have been the heartbeat of this district for a very long time. To our retirees, we thank you. We thank you for the early mornings, the late nights, the patience you showed when things were tough, and the joy you brought to work every single day. You have earned every bit of the relaxation, travel, hobbies, and family time that lies ahead. You may be leaving your daily positions, but you will always be a part of our Go Back family. On behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, the staff, and the thousands of students whose lives you've touched, congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for a lifetime of exemplary service.
Thank you, Dr. Manning. We are moving on to items 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, and 5.9, resolution for second reading and adoption of Newburgh Free Library policies, resolution to approve Central Library Plan of Service, resolution to approve Newburgh Free Library Annual Report, resolution to approve contract with Classified Consulting, resolution to authorize the superintendent of schools to execute a contract with A1 Communications. Can I get a motion and a second on 5.5 to 5.9?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Anybody like to separate out any items? No. Any discussion on these items?
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Thank you. We're at item 6.1, student board member update. Mercedes Morales, go ahead. Last time.
I wasn't given the mic today, I'm sorry. So good evening, everyone. So as you may know, the school year is already winding down. So currently it is graduation season. So I want to congratulate all of the elementary and middle school graduates that had recently graduated in these couple of days that have passed. Fun fact about me, I have two younger siblings that are both girls, and one goes to GAMS, and she graduated from pre-K, and my middle one, she graduated from Meadow Hill from the 8th grade. And I'm also graduating, so all three of us are graduating at once. So some important dates is that June 24th, there will be a cap and gown pickup for high school seniors that will be graduating. That will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at main campus, Cap B. Then there will be that same day senior picnic from 11 to 2 p.m. as well. So after cap and gown pickup, you can go stop by. There will be drinks, music. It would just be good vibes in general. And that will take place right next to the main campus on South Street. That same day, senior sunset at 7:45 to 8:30 will be taking place at North Campus on the North Hill. And then graduation day, June 25th at 6 p.m. at Main Field, which is very important because I'm a senior, so that's where we're today. And the official last day of school will be June 26th. And I would also like to have a closing remark, so I wrote like a little speech thanking the board and everything. So this is what I had wrote. I said, I would like to thank the Board of Education for giving me the opportunity to serve as a student representative. It has been an honor to represent my fellow classmates and help ensure that their voices are heard in decisions that affect our everyday lives. I would also like to thank the board members for guiding us, as in me, Ryan, and Tina, because it wasn't only me, through the board meeting process. taking time out of their busy schedules to give us a rundown of everything every Monday prior to the meeting, and including us in district-related plans/events while forming connection with each one of us. Without your support and willingness to teach us, this experience would not have been possible. As students, it is important that we voice our concerns, ideas, and opinions. That is the key part of what the Newburgh Enlargement City School District stands for. I want to thank you all again for this opportunity. It has truly been a privilege to serve as a student representative for this wonderful district.
We are now at 7.1, approval of minutes.
Request approval of the minutes of the June 9th, 2026 regular meeting.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on approving the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We're at item 8, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. Good evening, Ms. Holder.
Good evening, Mr. President. I have items 8.1 to 8.27 on consent agenda for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. 8.1 to 8.27. Would anybody like to separate out any items? Go ahead, please.
Request to table 8.23.
Yeah, you have to separate it first.
Separate.
Okay.
Item number 8.23.
8.23. Anyone else? I'm separating out 8.26. So we need a motion and a second on 8.1 to 8.27, excluding 8.23 and 8.26.
So moved.
Second.
Who's the second?
Thank you. Any discussion on these items? Go ahead, please.
Oh, actually, last time it should have been Ms. Politi first, so I'm going to start with you. Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on 8.23.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Request to table 8.23.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to table 8.23.
Second.
Okay. Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we are at 8.26, which is always one of my favorite things. We have resolution to approve tenure recommendations, and we have a lot this evening, 58 employees. So tonight, the board recognizes 58 employees who have successfully completed their probationary period, have demonstrated the professional competence, commitment, and dedication necessary to earn tenure in the Newburgh Enlarged City School District. Tenure represents an important milestone in an educator's career, and we congratulate each of these individuals on this achievement. The board unanimously believes that these employees should be permanent members of our educational community. With tenure comes not only recognition, but also responsibility. As tenured members of our district family, you become ambassadors for our schools, our students, our community. We hope you will take pride in the important work being done throughout this district. And I didn't write this down, but you saw so many things tonight happening in this district that you should take pride in what we do here. Others will see the dedication, compassion, and professionalism that exists in our classrooms, offices, and support departments every day. Pride doesn't mean believing we are perfect. We have so many challenges. It means recognizing our strengths, celebrating our successes, addressing those challenges, and remaining committed to making our district even better. We begin the implementation of our new strategic plan, 3 years. Your leadership, experience, and commitment will play an important role in shaping the future of our district. You have earned the confidence of the board, and we thank you for your service, congratulate you on this achievement, and look forward to your continued contributions to the Newburgh Enlarged City School District. Thank you. So I asked two things. I have to read 58 names. Please hold your applause as I read the names. The second thing is, think back to June 13th, the Knicks won. So when I'm done with all 58 names, you could relive the moment, but let me get through 58 names. All right? We have Isabella Carrillas Vasquez, elementary principal of Fostertown. Jalen Echandi, physical education and recreation, Fostertown. Amy Sturkrocki, special education, Fostertown. Brianna Castro Giovanni, teaching assistant, Gardnertown. Stephanie Ianone Galati, elementary, Gardnertown. Alexa Ott, elementary, Gardnertown. Denise Rendon, English as a second language, Gardnertown. Maria Shiles, teaching assistant, Gardnertown. Rachel Bell, elementary, Gidney Avenue. Chelsea Barava, speech, Gidney Avenue. Megan Burns, teaching assistant, Gidney Avenue. Inosen C.A. Jones, English as a second language, Gidney Avenue. Rosalie Pena, assistant principal, Gidney Avenue. Carminda Rees, elementary, Gidney Avenue. Shante Ward, teaching assistant, Gidney Avenue. Josephania Spatola, elementary, Gidney Avenue. Kyle Conway, elementary, Horizon on the Hudson. Brian Kauth, music, Horizon on the Hudson. Amanda McNulty, elementary, Horizon on the Hudson. Conchetta Krakalici, assistant principal, Meadow Hill. Barbara Elder, art, Meadow Hill. Elizabeth Maceda Rueda, elementary, Meadow Hill. Junique Ortiz, special education, Meadow Hill. Isil Azel, teaching assistant, Meadow Hill. Kanita Promdang Santaga, a teaching assistant, Meadow Hill. Jake Schoenher, elementary, Meadow Hill. Vanessa Taveras, teaching assistant, Meadow Hill. Antoinette Campbell, teaching assistant, New Windsor. Daniela Newlin, English as a second language, New Windsor. Marissa Pacelli, school nurse teacher, New Windsor. Julian Tiano, elementary, New Windsor. Jonathan Baez, school media specialist, NFA Maine. Marcine Colon, special education, NFA Maine. Lenroy James, English, NFA Maine. Pamela Kober-Debo, art, NFA Maine. William Patterson, English, NFA Maine. Nicole Perugino, English, NFA Maine. David Sosnick, science, NFA Maine. Thomas Sweats, music, NFA Maine. Gabriella Trias, English as a second language, NFA Maine. Amy Worley, science, NFA Maine. Rafael Alonso Arias, foreign language, NFA North. Samantha Mussolino, school nurse teacher, NFA North. Casey Peralta Fabre, mathematics, NFA North. Joshua Lubrano, phys ed, South. Megan Moore Rivera, English, South Middle School. Cara Tancredi, business, South Middle School. William Antonelli, physical education and recreation, Temple Hill. Ashley Corcoran, elementary, Temple Hill. Sharon Fox, school media specialist, library, Temple Hill. Margaret Frazier, music, Temple Hill. Mariana Nicolini, elementary, Temple Hill. Karen Powles, teaching assistant, Temple Hill. Paul Ramsey, social studies, Temple Hill. Andrew Velez, phys ed, Temple Hill. Rachel Berwick, teaching assistant, Valesgate. Carly Creasy, teaching assistant, Valesgate. And Gillian Matos, elementary principal, Valesgate. The Knicks just won. Congratulations, sure.
If you're in the audience and receive tenure, could you please stand? Jillian, you were actually my first hire. Congratulations. You're welcome. Rose Pena, you were, yeah, I think you were the second. And Doctor, you were the third. Congratulations. We are so happy that you're with us, and thanks for the great work that you do each and every day. Thank you.
Thank you. We are moving on to Assistant Superintendent of Finance.
Excuse me, we have to vote on that.
Oh, we have to vote.
We have to vote.
We have to vote to make, wait, you're not here yet. Okay.
Thanks, Margot.
Good.
We need a motion.
So moved.
Second? Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Now we have to. Okay, we have, this is 8.1 to 8.22, 8.24, 8.25, and 8.27.
Okay. Get a motion and a second on those?
So moved.
Any discussion on those?
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we're finance.
All right. Item 9, Assistant Superintendent of Finance. Ms. Roaring.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Division presents items 9.1 to 9.22 for your consideration on consent.
Thank you. Anybody like to separate out any items? I'd like to separate out 9.22. So we'll get a motion on 9.1 to 9.21.
So moved.
Any discussion on these items?
We need a second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on these items? Good.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on 9.22.
Second.
He's not the only one.
Okay. No problem. For 922, I just want to recognize the William and Elaine Kaplan Family Private Foundation for helping fund students. They do a remarkable job within the community, and this particular donation was in $3,200. So thank you to the Kaplan Foundation.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. That concludes my items.
Thank you, Ms. Rohr. We are at item 10, Assistant Superintendent, CIO, DPO. Mr. McGrath.
Thank you. The Division of Technology and Data presents for the board's consideration on consent items 10.1 through 10.22.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any items? Get a motion and a second on 10.1 to 10.22.
So moved.
Any discussion on these
Second.
items?
Oh, thank you.
Any discussion on these items?
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. This concludes my items.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. Item 11, Assistant Superintendent C&I. Tonight is Dr. Soto.
Guess it's me. Good evening, Mr. President. Our division presents agenda items 11.1 through 11.3 for the board's consideration on consent.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Get a motion on a second on 11.1 to 11.3 then?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on 11.1 to 11.3?
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. That concludes our items.
We are at 12, Assistant Superintendent Exceptional Learners, Ms. McKitty Bromley. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. President. The Division of Exceptional Learners has items 12.1 to 12.5 for your consideration.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out anything 12.1 to 12.5? Okay, can we get a motion and a second on 12.1 to 12.5? Get a second on this?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on 12.1 to 12.5? Call the vote.
Okay. Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes, wait. Go ahead. Okay, doesn't conclude.
One additional item. Sorry, I was not able to be transparent with you tonight, but this is not on the agenda. We just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Holder, to wish her well in her successful journey. You have been an instrumental part of our leadership team. You have worked tirelessly and been committed to really finishing out much of what you started, and we do appreciate it. We are going to miss you. We know you're going to miss us. You can tune in to our board meetings. Mr. Shaw is here right on time. But you, thank you. Thank you for your work ethic. Thank you for your dedication, your commitment. And we wish you well. We know you're going to be successful in your new place, but you can always call us if you need anything at any time. So thank you for everything.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I will miss you.
All right, that concludes the business part of the meeting. We're going to recess into executive session. There will not be any action taken in executive session, so we'll just come back and adjourn to an empty room. But thank you so much for being here tonight. Very appreciated.
Okay, we have to have a motion.
Executive session for the following purpose: matters is made confidential under FERPA, matters leading to the employment of particular employees or corporations, employment history of employees or corporations, collective bargaining under the Taylor Law, and to obtain advice from legal counsel. Get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Yes. Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Motion.
Second. Come on, Ray.
Okay, Sade.
Get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.